Time span, attention, comparison, insecurity, jealousy, consumerism, brands. Makeup tutorials are dying out and we need to talk about it. Makeup is less about the technique now and it's more about the products. Brands are literally dropping products every single week. It's never really much about the artistry of makeup and how you can really learn your face, how you can improve your makeup. It's more about how you're using like a new product. This is not necessarily me shading the makeup industry because I feel like the product side of the makeup industry has always been the way it is. I feel like now it's just at an all-time high. I'm not talking about the people who create, I'm talking about the people who consume. I'm talking about the majority of people who are wearing makeup. So there's a comment that says, nah, there's definitely some girls on TikTok that are very artistic with makeup. Artistic girls that do paintings on their faces, they're not really included in this conversation because they've been doing, like, that's a whole lane of itself. I'm talking about for the average, everyday makeup tutorial consumers. Back in the day, I could sit down and watch a 25-minute tutorial of a girl doing her makeup and that's how I would learn because she's doing it step by step. Nowadays, tutorials, most tutorials, they're like 60 seconds or like 30 seconds and they just expect you to just follow along and like see what has been done. A lot of people's beauty routines are basically plastic surgery. So when they do like, oh, this is how I get my cat eye, you've also had an eyebrow lift. People don't have the time or attention to sit down and actually perfect their technique. They want 10 years worth of experience in like the first 10 times that they've done the makeup and it's just not realistic. It's not realistic. If you're a beginner, your makeup is not going to look exactly how an MUA would do it. It's literally just practice and people don't want to practice anymore. So then they think that just because they followed a tutorial and it doesn't come out exactly like how it's supposed to, that all of a sudden there's something wrong with their face. And it just breeds insecurity when people are not authentic and honest. Now that you've explained, I see what you mean. It's kind of a product of the times we're in. That's true. There is a way to break out of it. If I take an individual who wants to improve their makeup, I would say just pick like top 5 makeup tutorials or people who do makeup tutorials on the internet. When I like properly used to watch a lot of makeup tutorials back in the day, some of the people that I was watching were not even black, like, and I still learned a lot from them. For example, Holly Boone. I used to watch her videos, so I loved, like, always loved the way her makeup turned out. But she's not black. We don't have the same facial features. I don't think we even have the same like skin type. I'm not sure if she has oily skin. I don't think so. I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot from different skin shades, different techniques, and I would just pick and choose and try. And it was literally, I would literally consume all of this content from them, but like I would barely ever buy the products that they were actually using. I would literally just use what I have because it would, like, for me, it's more about the technique. I know people, no shade, who bought high-end makeup, like, I don't know, like £50 foundations and like powders and like everything was like high-end, but their makeup still was not, like, they were still kind of frustrated with their makeup. Most brands are trying to sell a product, but makeup brands specifically, they try and shove the product down your throat. Once you take that approach of, here's my product is so great, blah, 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 you automatically become noise to me. I don't know about other people, maybe it works for other people, but I'm gonna speak for me. Yeah, it's just not really much of an authority if all you're saying is like, look at our products, look at this, look at that. And do you know why Huda Beauty is such, like, do you know why her brand is so successful? It's because she built from authority. She didn't build from selling, she built from teaching. She was doing makeup tutorials. She was building a community. She helped millions of people before she even dropped her first product. What I'm saying is that the brands now are just trying to shove product in people's faces, but they're not really trying to help anyone except their pockets. And you can really see that. The lucky ones that already have people talking about them, like, you know, Rhode, I don't know. Rhode to me is such a basic brand. Like, the brand is so basic. And when people are like, oh, they're such marketing geniuses and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Okay. Do you know when you're playing like Super Mario and there's like, you're racing and there's this like boost and then it just goes really fast? I feel like that boost for road is the fact that it's connected to a celebrity. I swear, if that brand was just a random ass brand, no one would know it. I'm telling you now. There is nothing that they're doing that's innovative at all. Like, at all. But even that phone case, let's bring it back to the death of makeup tutorials. Because there's always a new launch, a new this, a new that. The people who are now doing makeup tutorials, they can't really focus on their makeup tutorials because they need to keep up with the collections that are coming out. So now there's like a conflict of interest where you need to sell. I actually understand that techniques hold more power than products, because it's not about what products you use, it's about how you use the products. So now there's like a conflict of interest. I guess it works with content creators and makeup people who do makeup content, because, you know, there's always something to sell, there's always something coming out, so you can never really run out of things to say or review or anything like that. But as a consumer, like on a realistic level, if you're buying all of these different new products, how are you ever going to improve your makeup if you haven't properly used something before you're jumping onto the next thing? Like on a consumer level, the product is not going to make your makeup better, it's how you use it. And knowing yourself and knowing your skin and knowing what products work well for your skin, it will help you grow. Products may not work for an individual person, and like every time they use it their makeup separates, or they use it with the wrong thing, so it just never proper like works out for them. Let's take that person for an example. If they are jumping from viral product to every new collection, how are they ever gonna know what's gonna work for them? What if they keep buying? What if they don't even know that it's silicone that's the problem, and they just keep buying random things without being informed? Sort of like a mean girl kind of like thing that's going on, babes. I don't know how to explain. I've seen this and I've also experienced it. Let's say you have an inspo pic of like a makeup look that you want to recreate, and you recreate it and you show your audience, this is the inspo pic, this is what I'm recreating, this is what I'm doing. There'll be some people who are like, but you don't look exactly like that person, like, or they'd watch the makeup thing, they'd get to the end and they'd be so angry that your face hasn't like morphed into what you've used as an inspo pic. I never said I'm gonna transform into this person. They would say it either in reverse, whether it's a compliment or an insult. They'd say who did it better, or they'd be like, oh yeah, you did this look, you look way better than the original, or like, oh well, the original looks way better than you. You're just killing the makeup scene. You're killing it, you're destroying it, babes, because no one's asking to be better than others. But when you try and bring that comparison, it just kills the art of makeup tutorials. Have you never ever seen a tutorial where another person's face is used as an inspo pic? Let's use our brains, okay? Let's use our brain. Uche would dropped a great makeup tutorial on YouTube. People would recreate and post their results and post them recreating her makeup tutorial. And then there'll be people in the comments saying, but you're not as pretty as her, you don't have her face, or this one's not for you, or like there's so much shady ass comments. Because realistically, the person who even made that tutorial would never ever want someone to get attacked because they don't look like them. Like, what's actually going on? Where's the love? Where's the love? So we've addressed it, we've spoken about it, we've heard from the audience. We've heard from the audience. What's the fix? What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you see a change in the makeup industry, the makeup tutorial industry, how people are consuming things? Are you learning from these 60-second tutorials? I'd love to know your opinions, so comment down below. comment down below